What is up, guys? Brock Reads here, bringing you a video where I'm going to share with you 5 tips how I went from 0 books a month, reading nothing, to 10 books a month. And it's going to be, in this video, 5 tips for you to help you with your reading. If you're like me, growing up, I did not read books. Even if it was for school, I basically would SparkNote it. I had very ignorant opinions on books and reading in general. I'm glad that that's changed for me because reading books has changed my life in a big way. But let's not get into all of my history with books, maybe another time. But I'm just saying I went to school, I did the whole thing, and I just read no books whatsoever, okay? It was literally 0 books a year, maybe half of one. I would pick up a book and not finish it all the time. Whereas this year, I started out the year with 10 books in 1 month. That is a huge deal for me, just because obviously I didn't spend time reading. So to go from one extreme to the other, how did that happen? And I'm not saying that you have to do that, but if you want to know how I got into it more, this video is for you. So first and foremost, the number one tip I would give to anybody trying to get into reading is make it accessible to you. Don't make it difficult. Like, remove the barriers for entry as much as possible. For me, that was my Kindle. My wife got me a Kindle for Christmas and I didn't use it. I think it sat for a year where I didn't really use it almost at all. I tried to, didn't get into it, so on and so forth. And what got me to read 10 books in a month, and actually I've read more books this year than if you combined all the years previously, which is, I'm 31, so that's pretty crazy. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. But was my Kindle. And I know there's a big debate between actual paper copies versus ebooks. For me, it just made it that much easier to carry around, to bring with me. My Kindle, nice case, nice leather case my wife bought me for Christmas, and I could just take it anywhere. And it makes it super accessible because I have countless books on there, which jumps into point number 2, which is choosing the right book. Now, this seems very difficult to do, but it's not as difficult as it seems, okay? And it ties into my third point, but I'm going to hold off on trying not to blend the two. But choosing the right book, what that really boiled down to was find what intrigues you, find what you're passionate about. You're going to see people that read nonfiction, that read self-help books, that read fantasy fiction, that read any genre out there. But guess what? Just because they're reading it, you respect them and you see them as a certain individual in your mind, does not mean you have to read what they read. Read what suits you. Pick the right book for you. Because once that happens, you're not going to be able to put it down, which is ties in again to tip 3, which is don't be afraid to DNF a book. The big thing for me, and it was barrier of entry and it was choosing the right book, was when I had a book that I felt like I had to read, I bought it, or I borrowed it or whatever, and I felt like I had to read it. But the moment I stopped enjoying it, but I kept telling myself I have to read it, it made me not want to pick it up. And then as soon as I don't pick it up, the habit becomes real and I don't pick up the book again. And even though in my mind I feel like I have to finish it, you don't actually have to. Don't be afraid to DNF. Don't be afraid to not like a book. I guess that's a little side tip in this one. Not finishing a book is not some cardinal sin. If it's not right for you, if it makes a barrier of entry, reading a lot, if it makes it difficult, don't do it. Just don't. Don't be afraid to DNF. I've DNF'd countless books this year, but I've also read more books this year. And so it seems counterintuitive, like, well, if I DNF a bunch of books, then I'm not actually reading books. But finding out what you don't like gets you closer to what you do like and what you will be passionate about. When I find the right book and I just dive in, I can't put it down, that goes away when the pressure of I have to finish it. No, it's I get to finish it. I enjoy this. The next tip, number 4, is getting suggestions. I've spent a lot of time on BookTube. I don't have TikTok, so YouTube is kind of my outlet for that. Pardon me. And so getting suggestions, watching tier list videos. I watch countless tier list videos of people. My favorite genre is fiction, whether it's sci-fi or fantasy fiction, and the subgenres of that, I'm not 100% sure where I fall, and I don't know all the subgenres, but dark grim definitely seems like it might be something I really enjoy. But I didn't know where to start with that. I didn't know what that was. And so I would take suggestions from other people when they would say a book was good, and I would run with it, and I wasn't afraid of it. You don't know what you don't know. So you have to go to people that know more than you. But again, combine that with the previous points of don't be afraid to DNF and make sure it's the right book for you. If you're not enjoying it, just because somebody said it was good doesn't mean it's good to you. That's what art is. It's subjective. In art, there are not facts, there is opinions. And so we need to understand that when going into books. And last but not least is don't be afraid to go outside your comfort zone. There are books that I've read where I was like, I'm not really sure this is going to be my thing. And then I read them and I loved them. They were staggering. It didn't mean every book in that genre was my favorite. No. It's like the opinion that I have of anime. When you tell people that you like anime, they judge you pretty harshly, even though anime is pretty widespread and accepted. But when I say that I like anime, it doesn't mean I like every anime out there. There's certain animes that I enjoy, and there's certain animes that are way too out there for me. And so when you like a book of a certain category and it's outside your comfort zone, it doesn't mean, well, now I got to get every book in that category. Maybe, but maybe not. But don't be afraid to go outside your comfort zone because you don't know what you don't know. Okay? These are the 5 things that help me go from 0 books, basically a year, to 10 books a month. And now I will say the caveat to that, I have not been reading 10 books every single month. Some of my best months have been 10 books, and how I finished them and got through them was lickety split. Books that I absolutely love, it's very easy for me to read 200 pages in a night, okay? Which is going to be in another video I'm going to be doing, which is how do I read so much while being a dad, husband, and a full-time employee? How do I get to read so much? Well, I have tips on that, and that'll be coming in the next video. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.